Hey, welcome to Rust Revival Garage. My name is Tim. I am back out here in the cold garage, still working on some interior projects for my 1985 C10. So yeah, let's get to it. One of the things I had to finish up was the door card on the other side. There was a previous video where I installed TMI door cards on the C10, and so of course I got one side done for the video, still had to do the other side. That side, guess what? I was a little too hasty trying to get it on and set up. Sure enough, I broke those little plastic pieces. So I have some stuff on the way that I'm going to try to use, some fiberglass and some new of these to see if I can get these back on, new ones of these back on, so I can put the door card, finish that project. The other thing finally arrived. Oh, Happy New Year, by the way, to everyone. What finally arrived, because of all the holiday shipping and all of that, is my new seat cover. Let's take a look at that. So, of course, it comes all wrapped up in a box, but we'll take a closer look at it. One of the things they always say when you get a seat cover or anything like that is you want to set it out in the sun. And I'm in Ohio, and it's now January, and we probably won't see the sun for another 2 months. So I don't know what I'm going to do to sort of help this relax, but I at least want to get it out of the box, out of the bag, lying out, and let that relax a little bit. All right, I think that is the back. That is the back. I think this is the base. Actually, this doesn't need a whole lot of relaxing. It's not real wrinkly at all. Oh my goodness. It came with hog pliers and the rings. I bought these separately thinking I wasn't going to be able to do this. And they're still on the way. I was going to take the old seat off, and then hopefully the new hog pliers would show up. But that's cool. So yeah, like I said, this is the base, that's the back. It's got the vinyl in the center, and it's got this sort of velour, almost a cheapy suede. I'm not saying cheap, but I mean it's not necessarily suede, but it is pretty cool. And there's a little bit of foam padding underneath, and it's got a lot of the appropriate stuff, the ties and all of that. Again, the seatbelt. It's got the seatbelt holes already done in. This is nice. This is my first time seeing it up close, and I really like it. And it doesn't really seem like it needs, like I said, doesn't need to relax. Not a lot of wrinkles in here. Cool. All right, here is my old seat. Again, it's not terrible. I don't need to worry too much about foam. That's the only spot it's bad. So I may get a little bit of foam for this section just to make sure it's filled in. But you can tell this is just all sort of dry rotted. It's not in great shape. It looks fine overall. Somebody has done this before. It's that I doubt this is original. But as always in a C10 Squarebody, that's the first thing that goes on your seats. Made a little room in here, so I have an area to work on. Got the truck out, brought a table in, got hopefully everything I need. I got some highly recommended hog ring pliers, so hopefully these will work well. I just need to figure out how to do it. Got some hog rings, got hopefully everything I need to take all the little pieces parts away. Scared to start this. I've never done upholstery before, and so yeah, of course this is all new. So looking at this, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to take the seat rails off. There's this little spring that goes over here to this, so it releases the this side, so you can slide it forward. I'm gonna have to take off this piece and maybe detach the bottom from the top. I don't know, I'm pretty sure I have to. The other thing is I don't really know how to take the hog rings off. Whether you yank them with a plier or whatever, because these are perfectly round. There's nothing to grab onto. So I'll have to maybe do some research on how to take those off. All right, I will get all of these taken apart. That's pretty easy. Yeah, so I get that one off, make sure I know where all the bolts are, and we'll be back. I guess it's pretty simple. Just grab them with the pliers, twist it. So I will get all of these off eventually and be back. But yeah, not too hard. Okay, I've got them all off. I think, looks like this piece matters. I have to get this unhooked. Alright, so maybe that's all for the base. Let's turn it over and see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to undo that, which it looks like it's the only pivot point for the seat in order to get the base off, so that's got to come off. Okay, it takes a Torx 50, it looks like. Alright, base is detached. And it looks like this back piece has got to come off too. Okay. Bottom is done. Let's see, there's only a few hunks taken out of this. You almost can't feel this. Foam's not in terrible shape. Doesn't look great, but I'm afraid to even think about how much this foam costs. So I'm leaving it as is, throwing this away. Just taking a look at the new one. The holes aren't on here, which kind of sucks. I'll have to sort of feel my way to put this piece back in and this piece back in. I think I should start with putting it over the front and then using this to pull it down in the back. Then figure out the whole hog ring thing. Why does it always look like there's no way this is going to fit? Alright, surprised me a little bit. It's on there. That was not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought there'd be a lot more stretching and pulling, but I think that comes when I do the hog rings. Speaking of which, I made sure I got rid of all my hog rings, the ones I took off. I did not want to have those things scratching this up, so I'm actually going to clean this surface before I start working anymore. Okay, so here's what should happen. What I'm looking for is to use this. I think it's either nylon or plastic, but I need to get that lined up with these holes, And then use the hog ring pliers like this. And apparently I'm going to start from the middle and work my way out and then do the sides. One thing I did not keep track of was where the tensioner was for the spring for the seat slide. I think it was over here. I'll check the video to make sure, but I think what I'll do is I'll secure it and then do another hog ring with that wire. Hey, my first hog ring. It's not so bad. I think I need to squeeze it a little tighter though, because there's a sharp point back here. But it has come together. All right, so let me try a couple more here. Just gotta load it in. Yeah, this is gonna take me an hour at least. All right, so my next hole. Maybe I'm squeezing it too hard. That one's kind of squished on there and it's a pointy end. All right, I will do the rest of these. Okay, I got them all on and I was right. You really don't need to squeeze the heck out of these things. I was thinking you had to really crush them, but you're just pinching them together. So it doesn't take much at all. It takes longer to load the darn thing up with a new one than it does to actually get it done. But this one is finished. At least the hog ring part of it. I still need to maybe mark where the bolts go for the hinges, and I'll certainly need to cut in a hole for the seat belt because they didn't cut this. At least it doesn't feel like it. No, they didn't cut it. So yeah, mark the holes for the bolts and then time to do the top. So it looks like this just has a few hog rings along the back and that's it. So as long as the foam's in decent shape, it shouldn't be too hard. It's going to be a matter of getting it over the foam. That'll be the hard part. All right. That was not fun. But I got them all off. Let's see how well this thing slides off. I might have to cut it off to save some time. Okay. Yeah, the foam doesn't look too bad. Ugly as sin, but it's all in pretty good shape still. Oh, this would be so much easier if I could have someone hold this up while I try to slide that on. Yeah. Oh, not too hard at all. Which means it's not a perfectly great tight fit. But I can live with it. Probably means that my foam is probably worn down a little too much. But that'll look great from the back, but you can't see the back, can you? All right. Yeah, I really like that this is the velour kind of material here, so it's not, even if it's loose, it's not going to show wrinkles, other than maybe right here. But I will try to get it as tight as I can, and it's going to be a matter of pinching everything together, starting from the center, and I think maybe that'll pull it a little tighter. That's one thing I noticed. there is actually a metalish hook in here. Whoever had this on before had just pinned it all together. I've got that one in the hook. I do not have this one in it because I didn't realize it until I started feeling around. I'm like, there's actually a piece there I can attach it to. So if you're doing something similar, you can feel right there, there's a hole. So you kind of have to get through here, down through the hole, push down and get both of them at the same time. So not fun. All right, so I got that top part done. Now I just need to put them back together. Just making small cuts that fill in the hole because I do not want those to expand. And if the bolts get caught up a little bit, hopefully that'll keep them from growing. But yeah, just a couple of small X's. And I should be good. Put this one on first, and then I'll get the other one started with the top on it. Basically, I set the old one up here just so I could see where the bolt, screw holes go for the little plastic piece. Almost forgot. I need to do another one of these up here for the wire. I don't have this in place yet because I still have to find that hole. But I'm pretty sure it was dead center. So I'm going to put one more ring in here for the spring. And I should be good for the release for the track. Bingo. Found that if I got these two bolts on, there was a good chance that was going to line up. Okay, I'll get that tightened down. A little lithium grease. I think I put that on too soon, maybe? Or is that bolt supposed to go through that square? Huh. And I just realized there is a hole here that I showed you earlier that's perfect. But the right one, I think, is right here. So, of course, I cut that for no reason. But there is a big, giant bolt hole right there. Okay, I found it a little easier to take that other bolt off, start this here, and start this one here. And then I'll see about putting the other one back on. Okay, so I messed up again. There is a screw. There is a nut here. There's also one here. I had both of them in the wrong spot. This one is much farther back, so it has room for this. So if you can, before you redo the upholstery, mark where your bolt holes are. I thought it was here and here. And there is a hole here, but there's no threaded loops here. The other one actually is threaded. This is threaded. I had this one in there and secured. This one is also threaded. So I got them both wrong. Hopefully these holes don't grow and I'm good to go. But I've got this back in and this back in, and I can tighten everything down and then put on the covers. Cleaned 40 years of nastiness out of it, and it was nasty. But they look a little better. Another thing I figured out is that I've got to track down the bolt holes, right? For these screws. Well, if I put in the ones that I know are there, pretty much gets me better lined up to where it should go. So I've got the two on the bottom, and then I've got this one in. Hopefully there's a hole for the screw here. Yep, and in it goes. So I didn't have to poke around and cause even more problems. So that's back on. Cutting holes for the seat belts, just in an X pattern, and we're good. Alright, I forgot it's so dark 30 out here and I can't see anything. But I kind of wanted to give you a little look at what the final product looks like. And I'm doing it on the side that still has the good door card. So I need to scoot the seat back as it slid forward on the tracks. But what do we think if we don't look at the bad dashboard? It's looking pretty good in here. Headliner is next, and then the dash pad. So that's going to do it. Another project done on the interior of my 1985 C10. So hopefully if you're doing your square body seat, reupholstering it, you'll see that it's not that hard. In fact, I thought it was going to be way worse than this. And I don't know why people just throw those Mexican blankets over them and don't just do this. It's not that crazy. So my first upholstery project done. Like I said, the headliner is next, then the dash pad. Give me a like if you got anything out of the video. I'd appreciate it. Subscribe if you can. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comments down below. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will catch you next time.